Morning, guys. Welcome to the show. The channel, rather. Show on show on my brain after 2 days of Adair Springs. What a great weekend. What a great show. Well done, everybody. To all the people who had stalls, to all the people who presented, and to everybody who took part, people who just came up. To see so many kids nailing big trout. The trout were really tricky, by the way. I had a couple of goes on the fly. I managed one fish on the first day, and that was pretty much it. I didn't get to fish the second day at all. Was way too busy, thank God. I want to say a huge thanks to Cormac Walsh. He just does amazing work. He put out the live podcast there. Lovely to bump into some old faces and some new. You know, bumped into Keith Barry, who I'm sure you all know. Keith is a very keen bass angler. We got to talk a bit about the spiritual aspect of bass angling, how it quiets the mind, how good it is for your mental health. Really interesting guy. Really interesting guy. I didn't realize that he was a local lad. So you learn something new every day. But great chats with Keith, and then just great chats with everybody, right? Then a friend showed up with my new Twin Power 3000. So I was rather excited about the reel. The retrieve speed on it is so slow, it's insane. It's just beautiful. I'm just so happy with it. So I'm delighted to announce that I now have an account with Tacklewave. So we'll be expecting the first order to come in this week. Just starting with some IMA and some Little Jack, but going to build on that. And new order going in with Ultimate Fishing this morning. So, busy times at Copper Coast Lures, right? Business is going very, very well. The power slide, right? People keep inquiring, and some people have had some testers and stuff. I'm not happy with it yet, and I'm not going to sell a product that I'm not happy with. Okay, it's that simple. It's just not quite 100% right. For me, one of the top products for recently that I've got my hands on is this guy. It's the BKK Armor Point hook. Okay, so if you can see that, there we go. It's got this tungsten weight here, and rather than screw your baits in, if I turn it this way, you should be able to see the two grippers, right? So you just take your, for example, power slide in bubblegum pink, and you just push it on, right? So no more twisting, and the two grips have worked their magic. What I really like about it is, look at that. Look how neat on the hook that is compared to the other BKKs, which are down here, right? So then you pick your point. This is all stuff we know, right? We've covered this 1,000 times. So, and there we go. And there's your finished product. Now what it means is that bait is going to fall nose first, which is incredibly important, I think. You're going to hit a lot of fish on the drop. But they look well, they're just not ready yet. So just please be patient. It's going to take us a while anyway to get enough equipment in to start producing them on an industrial scale. You know what I mean? Like, you can do it at a hobbyist level, no problem, right? But to be doing like, there's a reason why Michael does lure drops, because you can only make so many lures, right? And I have to also run the the lure business, so I'm busy, right? But I just want to give you a look at the quality of some of the products that are coming in. That's the chappie in cotton candy. I mean, that thing is gonna absolutely, for summer fishing, that's gonna smash fish. The lure I'm most excited about, um, well, there are two. One is the Hound Glide, obviously, because I just did so well last year. I've told this story a few times, but we were on the Copper Coast. It was later in the year. The Joey mackerel were about, and the bass would literally take nothing else. I was with Derek and the lads, and Stephen and the two young lads, and like the bass were fussy. The profile had to be right, and luckily the guys are pike anglers, so they knew what to do. They slowed it right down. They let the bait sink right down deep, and then they just wound really, really slowly, and then boom, you get that take right close in. But without that lure that night, we would have been watching fish boiling on the surface, and then in the dark, hearing them hitting bait. I mean, it would have just driven us absolutely nuts, right? So really happy to have IMA. I mean, going to make a huge difference to the hard lure collection, you know. And I think that this year you're going to see a lot more hard lure fishing, right? I think people are starting to switch back on to the idea that they've been missing out by just fishing soft plastics. I love soft plastics. Don't get me wrong, and God knows I'm doing my best to build them, right? I'm trying to use some innovative colors. Orange is a really successful color in the Netherlands. There's no reason why it shouldn't work here, right? So that's orange with a little bit of silver glitter. But I have a dual injector coming this week, so we're going to start shooting two-tone colors and stuff. Um, and I'm starting to get, I still need more equipment, right? Heat is everything, getting the heat right. And I don't have a heating plate, I don't have some other bits. So it's going to be a little bit of time before that base is ready to go. But what I will do is I will stick one in your order. But be mindful that it's a second, it's not the finished product, right? It might have a slight dent in it or a flaw or whatever, but I guarantee you this, that's not going to bother the fish, right? But I'm not willing to sell them until they're absolutely A1 perfect, right? Until they are the way they are, I want them. Clive, who designed the lures, kindly offered to come out and help me with the process. I mean, it's a lure he knows intimately. So, and then after that, it's begin the process of designing a paddle tail. Right. I think a lot of the paddle tails are too big. I think we need something smaller with equal amount of weight and what have you. And we might start producing some jig heads and stuff as well. But that absolutely was the star of the show. And the Halco scent. Everybody just wanted to talk. How do you fish it? How well are you doing on it? I mean, you know, it's just an awesome lure, right? So other lures that up till now haven't really gleaned much attention, but the Espeties sold really well because Marson, of course, demonstrated it, right? And big thanks to Marson too for showing up with all the favorite rods. So full range of favorite rods going to be in stock. Anything that's not there, we can order up for you and get to you really quickly. So just if it's not on the website, just give a ring and we'll get you sorted out. But the Espetit went particularly well. Why did it sell well? Because, well, somebody that people know catches, good sized and good numbers of bass said it was a good bass lure, right? Now, you cannot, to my mind, white is king. Like, it's king. I sold out a Z Claws, and the Z Claws just walked out the door, right? Now, I'm going to show you a lure, and it is not getting the attention that it deserves, right? It's not actually, by duo standards, it's quite cheap, right? That is an absolute fish slayer, and it's probably entry level. Like if you're a beginner to top water fishing, you see this ball here, this bubble. This actually makes the lure flash around. I'm gonna share to my channel today the promotional video for this. This is the Duo Realis 110, right? These are the saltwater edition, right? I mean, that is just, to me, it's mint, right? Absolutely mint. Plus, I caught a double figure fish on the 135 version. I mean, I'm totally biased, right? You know, but then I caught lots of other fish on different versions. So obviously this week as well we have the Shad in mind. So the Shad run is happening already. So we're going to be heading up to that. Here's what I think is going to be really quite useful. It's the little wobbly, right? And it weighs 5 grams. So you're going to want your proper, you know, your little trout rod or whatever, but you'll be able to flick that across the river. I think that's going to take quite a few fish. I think the bigger one is going to do well, but I think you might want to consider reducing the size of the hook, right? I'm actually going to try it with a single and see. I'm going to put on an extra treble and BKK small little single and see does that do the job. But I have a range of colors there. I mean, they love, I mean, look, this is a mackerel imitation, right? Intended for bass fishing, but the Shad love blue, right? I mean, they're not gonna be put off by the fact that, sorry, I know there's a bit of reflection off the cases, but I don't want to take them out of the boxes because and all my lure fishing equipment is up in the back of my buddy Brad's van because we went fishing last night after the show because I am genuinely stonewall mad. I've decided that I'm bananas and that there is no helping me. I'm lost to fishing. I'm never coming back. I don't want to come back. That's where I'm happiest. Never been so happy. I mean, I came home from the show yesterday. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with the Garmin app or with the Garmin wearable technology. So I've been tracking my progress all through my illness, right? And even you know, with such a long day. I went out fishing last night and I still had 36 points in my energy scale. Now, I didn't get a great night's sleep last night, so it's down a bit this morning, right, which is hardly surprising, right? So I'm down to, you can see there, I'm not sure if you can actually see that. Oh, I'm getting my face out of the frame. It might home in on it. But it just gives you a little score, you know, for your sleep, how well you slept, for how long, etc. Actually, that's not correct. I definitely slept for a bit longer than that. Yeah. So so that's it, really. Just a big thanks to everybody. Thanks to Ned at Adair Springs. I'm going up. Those trout are so tricky. I never realized that. I mean, there are some brown trout in there that are just, whoa. They're like that, right? They're huge. Coming in from Espetit. Espetit have kindly sent me some samples of their trout lures. So we're gonna hit Sheelan fairly soon. We'll be fishing with Mr. Pike, Gabby. Find him on Instagram. He's an extraordinary guide. and an all-round nice guy. He'll do a barbecue at lunchtime and stuff, and let you have a break and all the rest. And he just offers an exceptional service, right? At a very affordable price, and he knows it. Like, he finds the fish, right? Now, to lure fish for those big trout, what you need is cloud cover and a bit of wind, right? If you've got a really bright day and no wind, it's going to be tough going. And there will be more fly life about now, so it'll get tougher and tougher. But they really are extraordinary fish, and I just love catching them, right? So the lures I favour are, so I'm fishing Division 110, Division 95, Great Hunting from Mega Bass. I think that's Great Hunting. It's 90 or 95, right? Those are all suspending lures, right? So you jerk them down and then let them wobble and slowly retrieve them or whatever. Um, but normally, I found when the fish were on, you were only just jerking it down and then bang, you were getting a hit, right? Now, not the last time we fished, it was very tough fishing. And then also, obviously, the Spearhead Ryukis were incredibly successful from Duo. So we're using the 80S sinking version, which is also going to be really, really useful for sea trout fishermen, right? Um, I had another lure there, which is the Bay Rough Seeker, Bay Rough Seek ATS. That's just like, I don't know if any of you remember the Lucky Craft Wander, which was an awesome, awesome sea trout lure, right? It's very similar. It's an underwater twitch bait, right? So you twitch it under, it sinks, and you just zigzag it from side to side. I just think it's going to absolutely murder trout. Um, Really, really excited about the little jack stuff that's coming in. I mean, they just metals are so well made, lovely, and at a very, very reasonable price. So super happy to be on board with Tackle Wave. Really looking forward to fishing with my new custom 8 rod. It's the size I like. I don't like rods too big for guiding and stuff because I don't do a lot of fishing. I tend to do more kind of looking after my clients and stuff. The guiding is fully up and running, guys. So if you want, I know a lot of inquiries yesterday. So if you want to get booked up fairly soon because those dates are filling up. Um, but other than that, thank you to everybody. I have to say, I bumped into a guy I grew up with, Dara Brown, and his lovely young son. I can't remember his son's name off the top of my head, but it made my day. Great to see you, Dara. I mean, to not see somebody for 30 years, and then to find out that they're also involved, well, both fishing and working in fishing and all the rest was just incredible. Dara is a lovely, lovely guy, and I was so happy to see him and so glad to meet his son. Fantastic. Yeah, he recently sent me a couple of red belly lures. Like, it's just such thoughtful, like, there's a nasty element to the internet, but then there's real people, and they're really nice and genuine and everything else, and it's heartwarming, right? It's like restore your faith in humanity. You're like, right, this is the stuff we were after. Like, we found fish last night, but they were tiny, and then we met some chaps. I can't remember the guys' names, but one of them had buried a treble right into his thumb. I was like, get yourself to Ardkeen Hospital with that. You're not pulling that out yourself. You're going to do yourself some serious damage. chance of infection there as well. So it was nasty looking, you know. The schoolies, of course, were bumping the needles and the plastics. So I eventually got one on a little, got them on the little spindleworm in the lime green, the chartreuse green or whatever, really bright green. They started banging that, but after like just left, I'm not in for schoolie bashing. Like no way, not my cup of tea. So yeah, so all around a great weekend, and thanks again to everybody for all your support. Please, if you're watching or whatever, like and subscribe. We're going to go back and do a little bit more beginner stuff this week. Um, Remember, I don't just do guiding as well. I do tuition. So if you're new to the sport and you need a hand to get your tackle put together and get a rod, pick the right rod, reel, line, lures. You don't have to break the bank, right, to get started in bass fishing. So give me a shout and I will look after you. So on that note, I'm going to say sayonara, and we shall talk to you soon. Have a great bank holiday Monday. Take care, guys.